King Shipu, giving his own life for half a stanza.
Welcome to this edition of In-Depth Analysis. Today, we are going to talk about an extremely powerful and thought-provoking ancient Buddhist parable. At its core, the story explores a profound question about truth, sacrifice, and how we ought to navigate adversity in our lives. Without further ado, let's jump straight into today's topic and unearth this wisdom that has crossed thousands of years. Before we begin the story, I'd like to ask you a question to ponder deeply. What is the ultimate price human beings are willing to pay for a few lines of truth? Think about it. In today's society, whenever we run into something we don't know, we just pull out our phones, search for it, and acquire knowledge almost effortlessly, right? But what if the prerequisite for gaining ultimate wisdom was that you had to sacrifice everything you currently own, even your very life? What would you choose? Where would you draw the line? Holding that suspense in mind, let's travel back in time to ancient India. Part E, the humble Buddha and a surprising role reversal. Our story opens with a scene that seems ordinary on the surface, but completely breaks protocol. At that time, the world-honored one, Shakyamuni Buddha, was traveling and arrived at a place called Kaji. Because he was suffering from severe back pain, he asked his disciple Ananda to fold his Dharma robe into 4 layers on the ground so he could lie down and rest in the lioness sleep posture. But what happened next left everyone baffled. This supreme mentor, revered by all as the protector of the 3 realms, was lying there during his rest, fully absorbed and listening intently like a humble student, while his disciple Ananda taught profound Buddhist teachings to the other monks. The surrounding monks were thoroughly confused. What is going on here? Why is the noble Buddha listening so humbly to his own disciple's teachings? It was precisely to resolve everyone's confusion that the Buddha told the thrilling story that followed. This brings us to our second part. Part R, Indra's brutal test, the legend of King Shipu. To answer their doubts, the Buddha shared a story from a distant past. Back then, he was King Shipu of the 4 Armaments Palace. This king was practically the embodiment of compassion and generosity. Food to the hungry, and horses and carriages to travelers. How vast was his compassion! He cared meticulously even for the birds in the sky, the beasts on the ground, and the fish in the sea. He went so far as to vow to give away all his personal possessions. Under the king's leadership, the entire nation practiced goodness. As a result, countless people ascended directly to the heavenly realms after death. This rare and grand phenomenon immediately caught the attention of Indra, the lord of the heavenly realms. Indra thought, wait, why are there suddenly so many people arriving in heaven? Upon closer observation, he discovered that a bodhisattva below, having raised the supreme mind of enlightenment, was leading everyone to perform good deeds. But Indra felt doubtful. How firm is this king's heart in seeking truth and doing good? If it is truly solid, I should make offerings to him. If it's unstable, I should encourage him to conduct an extreme pressure test. Indra changed his appearance. He transformed himself into a gruesome, descending before the king with a terrifying, eerie aura. A dangerous trial was about to unfold. Part 3, giving up one's body for half a stanza, the ultimate exchange. This is undeniably the most thrilling high point of the entire story. When this horrifying demon appeared before the king, guess what? He didn't immediately pounce to devour him. Instead, he slowly recited half a stanza containing supreme wisdom. All conditioned phenomena are impermanent. They are of the nature to rise and pass away. To us, these few words might sound somewhat abstract, but to a practitioner desperately seeking truth, it was like torrential rain after a long drought. Hearing this half stanza of profound Dharma, the king was overwhelmed with pure joy. He felt that this was truly the key to the ultimate state of enlightenment. He bowed deeply and respectfully to the demon, begging the Rakshasa to teach him the remaining half. Faced with the king's earnest plea, Faced with this threat, the king's response was resolute and resounding. I am willing to endure any damage you inflict upon me, as long as I can receive the Dharma. Whatever harm you do to me, I submit to it willingly. Listen to that. What absolute dedication to truth! He completely cast aside his own life and bodily pain. Let's look closely at this chilling transaction. Step E. The king heard the first half of the stanza. Step R. Without batting an eye. Step 3. The demon finally spoke the second half. The king desperately memorized it, reciting it over and over in his mind until he mastered it. The Raksasa brought a large wooden board bristling with 4-inch iron nails, and with a heavy crash, clamped the king right in the middle. This kind of horrific pain, something we ordinary people wouldn't even dare imagine, was the final price the king paid for those few lines of truth. The king did not let out a single cry of resentment. Instead, he made a grand, incredibly noble vow. I pray that through the merit of today's giving and seeking of the Dharma, I may achieve the highest state in the future, become a teacher of gods and humans, and liberate countless sentient beings from ignorance and delusion. It is said that the moment he uttered this pure, selfless vow, the earth shook, and the heavenly beings were so moved that they showered flowers from the sky in unanimous praise. Indra decided to test him one last time. He asked, "Do you regret this?" The king replied with complete serenity that his heart was filled with joy. Why? Because he felt that the physical pain he was enduring now was nothing compared to the suffering of sentient beings trapped in the depths of samsara, in the realms of hell and hungry ghosts. To prove that his joy and compassion were completely genuine, the king swore an oath on the spot, "If all of this is true, let my body be restored." And the miracle actually happened. By the power of this truthful oath, devoid of a single trace of distraction, his shattered, broken body instantly restored itself to its original state. At this point, Indra was utterly shocked. He immediately revealed his original, majestic appearance, bowed respectfully to the king, and explained that this cruel test was solely to help the king refine his practice further. Part 6. Transforming your adversity, the master's modern teaching. The story is deeply moving, isn't it? So let's move on to part 6, transforming your adversity, and look at how spiritual masters apply this story to our modern lives. How can this ancient wisdom be applied to our daily lives today? Masters propose a core concept here, one that might even challenge our conventional thinking: supportive conditions. Normally, we tend to feel that running into good circumstances means we're lucky, while encountering bad situations means we're unfortunate, right? But within the framework of wisdom, that's not how it works at all. Whether it's favorable circumstances or adversity that seems like it's driving you crazy, as long as your mindset is right, they are all supportive conditions that accelerate your growth and elevate your wisdom. In other words, the trials and pain we encounter in life are no longer passive punishments. They are custom-made stepping stones designed specifically to test and elevate you. Masters draw a sharp contrast here. Look at those who don't know how to reflect or practice. Even if life hands them the best favorable conditions like vast wealth, great health, and tons of good luck, they can still easily lose themselves, stumble hard, and ruin a great hand of cards. However, for those who have truly mastered wisdom, even the most terrifying adversity, be it failure, illness, setbacks, or even destructive blows like the one King Shipu faced, can be transformed. They don't pick and choose their environment. Instead, they turn both good fortune and misfortune into fuel to reach higher realms. This is true master-level thinking, rewiring your energy field. Conclusion. This brings us to the end of today's in-depth analysis. The story of King Shipu trading his life for truth may sound extreme, but the core message it conveys is intimately connected to every single one of us. Think about your own life, in your work, or in your relationships. When you encounter those iron nails that cause you painful agony, will you let that adversity crush you completely? Tap into your inner strength and wisdom to transform it all into a pathway for your forward journey and a ladder for your growth. I hope the ancient wisdom shared today brings you a brand new perspective and strength the next time you face one of life's storms. Thank you everyone for listening, and see you next time.